Hello everyone, a very good evening. Welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Varsha Dhiman, okay, and I will be covering your agriculture, that professional knowledge portion for the post of junior commercial executive that is recently released by Cotton Corporation of India. Right, the students who are there in the class, please let me know that the voice is clearly audible to you and the screen is also clearly visible to you. So this is our first chapter, that is orientation and farm power and machinery part 1, right? So let's start our discussions, and wherever you feel like that you are not getting anything, there is certain issues that you are facing, let me know in the comment box. We'll discuss about your issues as well. Okay, so before moving on the main portion, firstly we have to know like what is the major change we had observed in the notification this year, right? And let's talk about the exam pattern, let's talk about the syllabus, okay, that we have to cover for our examination. So right, so last year this particular unit number 5 was not there in the syllabus. This year we had observed a twist in the exam pattern. Okay, twist in the exam pattern, like there will be one portion that is a basic knowledge of computer proficiency, and there are like nearly 15 questions from this portion. Okay, although the overall paper will be of 120 marks, okay, there will be 120 questions in it, right? 120 marks, so 120 questions in it, right? And like by reducing the number of questions from these three set, we got to cover 15 questions from the basic knowledge of computer. Okay, so that's how our complete exam pattern is. Okay, the subject knowledge or the professional knowledge for the post of junior commercial executive, the professional knowledge portion include the agriculture components specifically, right? So that will be asked here. There will be total 60 questions and paper will be of 60 marks in total, right? So let's talk about it first and then we will be having a discussions around our first topic, right? So from this you can see, and there's a negative marking also. Acha, before going ahead, I want to tell you one more thing. Like this exam held last year also in the year 2025 also. So I took a session on YouTube where I had covered the previous year question, like the questions from the agriculture portion, question from the agriculture portion that was asked in the exam. So kindly go through that session so that you will get an idea like what type of questions they had asked in the last year, and on that basis you can do some changes in your preparations. And I'll be taking the sessions on the topics mentioned in the syllabus in such a manner like as per the previous year questions, like I had included portions. Okay, although some additional informations I'll also provide you, right? There are the current affairs sessions also on the YouTube. You guys can go through the current affairs sessions also on a regular basis, right? So let's talk about the syllabus. So we will be having questions from these portions. Okay, so these are the important portions mentioned in your syllabus. So I'll be covering the agriculture marketing trade and practices later because this topic needs a good understanding. And like in the beginning I'll not start it, I'll start with the farm power and the engineering portion, quite doable. Okay, this one is also doable. There is no such tough things in it, but I'll cover it here, like after covering the first few chapters, and then in between I will cover it. Okay, and there will be nearly 30 plus sessions in total to cover your whole syllabus, as we are having limited number of days. Why I'm saying limited number of days? Because last year also Okay, as we received the notification in May, exam was in July, and now we got a notification in July. So we are expecting that in the first or the second week of September, we'll surely have our examination. So in this manner, we cannot waste, or we need to dedicate good number of hours on all the portions in a very well manner to cover it nicely. Okay, so agriculture, marketing, trade and practices, this is one chapter. Farm power and machinery, we will be discussing about the sources of farm power. Heat engines, we will discuss the heat engine thing in a more detailed manner here, because last year also there was a question around the four stroke engine. Okay, the one of the component of the four stroke engine. So that is quite important. Machineries will do discuss about the different primary tillage equipment, secondary tillage equipments, and intercultural like equipments that we use for intercultural operations in our field. Okay, so we will be doing all these things. Agricultural entomology, okay, there are good number of sessions under it, where we are going to discuss all the 31 orders that comes under class insecta, their specific characteristic features. Okay, the changes in the like we are having the different types of wings arrangements, antenna, hind limbs, forelimbs. Okay, and that will be covered here in detail. Crop pest and their management. So our agriculture crops, okay, they suffered from the pest attack, and there are specific pests which are related with the specific crops only, and how we can manage them significantly, that will be covered here. Agricultural microbiology is the next part. Okay, microorganisms, and they're beneficial or they are not good for our agriculture practices, so that will be covered in detail here. Okay, after that we will be talking about the principles of agriculture economy. This topic is quite easy to do, right? Agriculture economy, agriculture agronomy is there in your syllabus, but that is not in more depth. Okay. Okay, now the field crops, the weed management. Okay, organic farming. So weed management is one of the very important topic of our syllabus. We are having the questions around it. Dimensions of agriculture farming, cotton procurement, cotton area, production, yield, and cotton scenarios, both in the domestic cotton and in the domestic cotton or the domestic markets, plus our, okay, domestic cottons and domestic markets, and the scenario or the international markets. Okay, so these are the different portions that we are going to cover here, right? So one thing that you should keep in your mind from the very first day, that I am trying to provide all the portions in a very easy manner I can give you, so that it would be easy for you to divide. It would be easy for you to revise. Okay, and I'll tell you like how you can recall the things. Okay, as on we had discussed the previous year question, so it would be very easy for you to realize like from where the examiner has asked question in the year 2025. Plus stick to the syllabus, as we are having limited days, so going beyond the syllabus is not a good advice at this point of time. Practice questions are available on the application of Oliveboard, so make sure you guys are doing good number of practice questions on a frequent basis. Okay, good number of practice questions on a frequent basis to covering the, to getting a good clarity about the portions. Okay, so is there any doubt or anything that you guys are having in your mind? Okay. This is about the syllabus clarity, and this is the basic approach. I always say this is the approach that you guys have to follow. Firstly, read the things and revise it and repeat it. That's how the syllabus will be covered, because agriculture syllabus is more static in nature. Okay. Agriculture syllabus is more static in nature, right? Wherever the current related updates are needed, I'll be providing you the current affair related updates, but uh, collectively it's a static portion, and in the static portion there are the chances that you guys will forget the things if you'll not revise it regularly. So better to revise all the portions in a regular manner, so that the things will remain in your mind for long. Okay, so this is a basic advice that I want to give you here. Okay, now moving on, the syllabus. Okay, so this is about the orientation or what we are going to do here. So let's talk about the farm power and machinery. So I'm starting with the definition of agriculture engineering. Okay, agriculture engineering, although it's a subject for graduation, okay, and it is here a portion that we are discussing under our syllabus. Okay, so what we do in agriculture engineering, we just include the engineering practices in agriculture. The main reason why there was a need arises to include the agriculture practices in include the engineering practices in agriculture so that we will improve our productions. Okay, so we are combining the discipline of agriculture engineering with the different components of agriculture like animal biology, plant biology, mechanical, civil, electrical, and chemical engineering we are including here. Like we are including the machines here, we are including the chemicals here, we are using the electricity for doing the different operations in our agriculture field, and that's how there is a good interventions we had observed. Like agriculture is now considered as a good practice now, although it's always a good practice. Now we have started using our resources more judicially. Okay, although we are having the deficiency of certain resources, but our agriculture practices has improved a lot. The reason being because we had adopted good interventions of engineering practices in our agriculture. Okay, and considering this or keeping this in demand, there was a mission, that is submission on agriculture mechanization. So the main aim of this mission, what was the main aim of this mission? To inculcate the engineering and mechanized technologies in our agriculture operation. Okay, so we are going to discuss about it. So what is the important role of agriculture engineering in agriculture? Directly you can mention it, what is the role of farm power and machinery in agriculture, like how it has improved or how it has uplifted our agriculture practices. So now we are having the machines with us, and the machines are well designed as per the requirements of the farmers, and these customized machines, equipments, and agriculture structure, they had improved our agriculture operations. Like if I am talking about the hilly terrains, it's not possible to install and upgrade and transport any such heavy tractors and the machines there. So we had uh, design new agriculture machines or tractors which are known as power tillers, which are more portable and easy to run in this hilly terrains or the difficult terrains. And most of the agriculture machines or tractors like that, they are running, okay, they are running on the basis of internal combustion engine. Like the heat engines installed in it, that is based upon internal combustion process. Like the heel that you are, like we are having the automobiles at our home. Okay, you know about the Gadar movie. In the Gadar movie there was a steam engine. Okay, there was a koila that you are adding to the, and it will create a steam, and that it will go to the specific pipeline, and that's how it will help in the movement of the engine. So that is an external combustion engine where the fuel you are adding in an external chamber. Okay, but here now we are having the internal combustion engine where there is a heat engine that is already installed in a system where you are adding the fuel, and that it will burn and it will allow the movement of the piston and up and down, and that result in the movement of the specific machine. Okay, so internal combustion engine is applied to agriculture machinery, and that is resulting in more efficiency of the fuel. Okay, more efficiently the fuel is burned in these engines. We are having the agriculture resource management. Like now the farmers who are having very small piece of land, like judicially utilizing the resources available to them, they start getting the improved productivity from there. Water management practices has improved, like they are start focusing upon modern irrigation practices, because it is observed that modern irrigation practices, because it is observed that water that is available to us is not enough for flooded irrigation. So let's use the water, let's conserve the water and manage it appropriately, so that our production will improve, and we will be in a good state also. Surveying and land profiling, knowing about the conditions or the situations of the land and then following the specific measures there. Climatology and atmospheric science, study of the climate, study of the atmosphere. Okay, that also done under agrometeorology. Okay, and then knowing about the conditions, knowing about the climatic conditions of the area, then adopt specific agriculture practices for the area. Soil management and conservation, including erosion and erosion control. Okay, soil management to be done, soil conservation to be done, like erosion and erosion control practices to be followed. Okay, like we are having certain mechanical measures where we are mechanical measures where we are constructing certain structures, where we are constructing certain structures, and these structures are basically helping us in dealing with the problems of soil erosion. Okay, seeding, tillage, harvesting and processing of the crops. So now we can do all these practices with the help of machines, so they will help the farmers in saving time and resources. Okay, like tillage operations, all this, like earlier the farmer were busy in doing all these operations in his field all the year long, and now he is having all the new and effective tools available to him. Okay, and that's how this practices, the time he was dedicating to this practices earlier, it has reduced considerably. Okay, it has reduced considerably, so that is also an advantage for the farmers. Hannah, that is also an advantage for the farmers. I think it is clear to you now. Moving on, another point is about livestock production. Okay, so we are having the refrigerators at our home. We are having the poultry, like the poultry farming practices we are focusing upon. That is becoming more dependent upon the different equipments or the machines that we are using for incubation purposes and other such. Okay, so in the dairy industry also, the refrigerators, the incubators had played a very important role. Waste management we are focusing upon, food engineering in the process. So after harvesting of the agriculture commodities, it's not that whatever the commodities we had grown today, we can use the all commodities at the same time. We cannot use them all the commodities at the same time. So what we have to do, we have to store them. So that's why we need to focus upon agro processing techniques, so that it would be easy to store these commodities and use them whenever it will be needed. Okay, physical and chemical properties of materials used in and produced by agriculture production. Bioresource engineering, where we are using the machines on the molecular level so that the environment will get a great help from it. Okay, design of experiments related to crop and animal production. Right now, so these are all the advantages if we will start using the agriculture engineering majors, okay, or engineering practices in our agriculture. So these are the different kinds of advantages we are about to get. Now, going ahead, okay, let's start with the challenges. Like, what are the major challenges we are facing in our agriculture condition? That's why the need arises for the introduction of engineering and the farm power and the machinery technologies in our agriculture. So one such is, okay, like work that we are doing in our farmland, that should be cost effective. Okay, if the farmers are doing, like they are dedicating their 8 to 10 hours on a regular basis on his farm field, but he is not able to satisfy the regular needs of the family, so what is the use of that specific work? Okay, so there is a need that your work will definitely give you enough that you will be able to satisfy your all the regular needs. Okay, so there is a need for work on cost effective technologies with environmental protection and on conserving our natural resources even after over 7 decades. So we planned a lot of changes in this sector after the independence, but still we are facing a lot of challenges. So majority of the farmers are still facing problems of poor production or poor returns. Okay, farmers are facing a lot of challenges. Still, they're facing a lot of challenges. So major constraints in Indian agriculture are, okay. So what are the major challenges we are facing? Major challenge because of which we are still not able to install and use a farm power and machinery in the manner we are expecting them to use. The reason is because in our country most of the farmers, like nearly 85% of the farmers, are having the land holding even less than 2 hectares. So less than 2 hectare, that means they are just able to get enough for that will be sufficient for their family only. So most of the farmers in our country, they are categorized under the small and the marginalized farmers category. Okay, so farming for subsistence, which makes scale of economy in questions with majority of the small holding. So most of the farmers are having small land holding, and that is creating a lot of challenge here. Okay, so this is one thing. Now moving on, still, and another challenge is, although now the Kisan credit card facilities are available to the farmers, okay, farmers are now taking the financial help from the financial institutions, formal financial institution, but still the farmers are having an hesitation to contact the financial institutions to get the monetary help, because the paperwork as per them is quite cumbersome, quite time taking, and the documentation, collateral needed, and all such. So farmers are not having all these facilities available to them all the time. So that's why they just feel like their dependency is on the unorganized creditors or the money lenders only. Okay, so they are not having the access to the financial formal financial institutions, so that also create an hesitation in them to purchase these heavy machines to be used in their agriculture field. Okay, another one is that they are not so techno friendly. Okay, mechanized, they're not so mechanized, and poor productivity, for which first 2 points are major concern. The reason why they are not so techno friendly, see, if I'll be having enough money in my hand, I'll be purchasing all the A1 type of resources. Okay, but if I'll not be having in earning enough money, so definitely I will feel hesitate while purchasing the different kind of stuff. And that is one of the reason that most of the farmers are not able to fulfill there, and not able to install these machines in their farmlands for different agriculture operations. Very less value addition as compared to, and infrastructure facilities are not not so good. Value addition practices are not so good. Farmers are not even acquainted with the cold storage technologies or good agro processing technologies to be installed in their field. So these are the all reasons because of which our Indian agriculture system is suffering. Okay, now realizing all these challenges, what the need arises, like let's do mechanization, let bring the machines for doing the different operations in the field, because this is a need of the hour. Okay, because we are observing with the increased size in the population, the land fragmentation is increasing, where land holding is also decreasing. So if we will not adopt certain specific good measures for doing the different agriculture practices, definitely we will be in loss. So it is a time that our agriculture practices should be more improved. Okay, and that improvement can only occur, or cannot only, I can use the word only here, that improvement can occur effectively when the machines installation will be appropriate as per the requirements of the farmers. Okay, just give me a minute. Yes, the students who are there in the class, please let me know if there is any query till this point. So, guys, any doubt till this point? Any doubt? No doubt. So, let me proceed further then. Huh? So here we have energy. Okay, so energy is definitely needed for doing all the work around us. Okay, like I'm talking about the agriculture operation. So not a single operation will be possible if there is not good source of energy available in the field. Okay, so there are different forms of energy that we use in the field, like human energy. Like uh, we are involved in doing different operations in the field. Animal energy for doing the different plowing operations and other such agriculture operations in the field. Mechanical power, like the tractors, they're purchasing the tractors or the power tillers, which will run with the help of heat engines or the fuels. Okay, then we have the self-propelled combines or the oil engines. Electrical power, like we are having the good electricity installation for doing the different work. And renewable energy, that is a biomass, solar energy and the wind energy sources. Okay, now considering the first factor, that is a human power. Okay, so let's talk about the human power, right? So human is one of the very important, like we are, if we are not involved in the physical activity there in the field, we will be involved in the mechanical activity there, mechanical activity or mental activity there. Okay, like we are looking for the different opportunities. Okay, and also looking for the way how we can install all the how we can use all the resources available to us in the farm field. Okay, so human power is a main source of energy for operating small implements and tools at the farm. So now what we are doing, we are operating the small implements there, as well as we will be involved in stationary work in the field, like we will be involved in chaff cutting, water lifting, threshing, winnowing, etc., and field works like weeding, broadcasting. Like earlier these works are all performed by the human power there. Now we are having machines to do most of the operations in the field, but earlier it was all because of the human. So man or human always play a very important role in the field. And if I talk about the maximum power, an average men can contribute in the field is zero point 0.1 horsepower, a women can contribute at 0.05 horsepower. But nowadays the availability of human power for farm operation is depleting. It's not the same, it is going down. Okay, like because we are more moving towards the machines and the mechanical sources of the power. So there are various types of agriculture operations that are performed. So one category is a tractive work and the second is a stationary work. So tractive work, it means a specific machine, you have to move it into the field. Like the seed bed preparation, you cannot prepare the seed by sitting at one place, you have to move the specific equipment in the field, then only the seed bed will be prepared. Then for doing the cultivation operations, harvesting operation, and the transporting operations. Stationary work, so basically it is a specific machine is installed at a specific place and you are doing the different operations from it. Like we are having the silage cutting or the chaff cutting. And that is our animal fodder. Feed grinding, threshing, winnowing, lifting. So these are the operations which for which constant machines are placed at a specific place. So these operations are done by different sources of power like human, animal, mechanical, oil engines and tractors, electric powers and renewable energy like solar energy, biogas, biomass and wind energy. Okay, so human beings are always considered as one of the very powerful component of our agricultural practices, because we are actually installing the machines, we are actually employing the different components there, and we are taking the work from all the different components there in our farm field. Okay, so we are one of the very important component there, and out of the total rural population in India, only 30% is available for doing farm work. The indications are that the decline in number of laborers employed for agriculture. Okay, so what we are observing, like most of the individuals who are living in the farm, in the villages, they are not involved in direct farm practices. They are either involved in non-farm practices, or they, with the time, their work, the way they used to work had changed. Okay, so this is something that is observed here. Okay, so it is clear. Chalo, moving on another side that is related with animal power. So we are installing our animals in the field and we are taking work from them. So it's not about the bullocks only. We are having the horses in our field doing the different work. We are having uh, camels also, okay, and we are installing them in our field to take the maximum of the work from them, basically the physical work. And if I talk about them, nearly 80% of the total drought power used in agriculture throughout the world is still provided by animal, because animal population is available to us, easily available to us. So we can install them in our field, we can use them in our field for taking the drought work from them. Okay, and bullocks, buffaloes, horses, camels, donkeys, elephants, like every animal we are using, and how much power they are contributing. Like one pair of bullock is contributing 1 horsepower for usual farm work. Then comes the mechanical power. So what comes under the mechanical power? Like broadly speaking, mechanical power includes, so any such machine that run on fuel, that includes the mechanical power. Okay, any such machine that runs on the fuel, that includes the mechanical power. So under this we are having the chaff cutters that we discussed piche. We are having the stationary oil engines, tractors, power tillers, and self-propelled combines. Okay. Now there are two types of internal combustion engines that we can install in our these machines. Either they are the spark ignition engine or the compression ignition engine. So we will be discussing about all these in detail, so don't worry about it. So spark ignition engines, they are mainly operated by the fuel like petrol and diesel, and compression ignition engines, they are operated on the fuel like diesel specifically. Okay, if I talk about the thermal efficiency, okay, like whatever the fuel we are adding to these mechanical or these machines, how effectively they will be utilized. So thermal efficiency of diesel engine, that varies from 32 to 38%, whereas that of petrol engine, that varies from 25 to 32%. And in modern days, almost all the tractors and power tillers are operated by diesel engines. Okay, so how we are operating these tractors and power tillers today? By with the help of diesel engines. Okay, and diesel engine is the most efficient fuel that we are using for doing the operations like irrigation pumps, flour mills, oil ghanies, cotton gins, chaff cutters, sugarcane crushers, threshers, winnowers, etc. Okay. Now another category is about the electric power. So what comes under the electric power? Like we are installing the electrical connections, or we are just installing certain equipments on the machines that will run with electricity. Like we are having the refrigerators, we are having the electric motors to pump the water, we are having the germinators, seed germinators, though they are basically plugged in with electricity and you will easily operate them. So electric power is used mostly in the form of electric motors on the farm. Electric motors, what the electric motors will do, it is for supplying the water, irrigation of our agricultural field. That electric powers are considered as more clean, quick, and smooth running. Maintenance operation needs less attention and care. Operating cost remains almost constant throughout its life. And electric power is used for water pumping, dairy industry, cold storage, farm product processing, fruit industry, and many similar things. Okay, then we have the renewable energy. So renewable energy is including the inexhaustible energy forms or non-conventional energy sources, like the energy sources that will remain for long. They will not be end soon. So they are the renewable sources of energy. Under this, we are having the solar energy that we can depend upon. We can depend upon wind energy. We can depend upon biogas plants. Okay, so this is all about the renewable energies. Now, moving on, like we can have the solar electric panels installed. So that's how we can capture the solar energy and we can use it for the different purposes. Okay, we can have the biogas plants in our farmlands. Okay, that's how the all the residues or the waste will be converted to get the biogas, that is the compressed natural, like we can have this biogas or the natural gas, and we can use it for the cooking purpose and other such purposes at our households. Okay. Now, uses of renewable energy sources. So, what are the different uses of these energies? Like solar energy, okay, we can install the solar dryers, lanterns, cookers, solar stills, solar refrigerations, solar lighting, etc. Wind energy is for water pumping, electricity generation. Biomass energy is for gasifiers to produce producer gas, pyrolysis to produce liquid fuels or biogas. Tidal energy for electricity generation. Geothermal energy for heat and electricity production. Okay, now this is all about it. Okay, so I think the concept of farm mechanization is clear to everyone now, like installation of machines in our field for doing the different operations in our field. And if this machine installation will be more appropriate, definitely our farm operations will be improved to a very good level. है ना? So machine installation is something that is really very important component considering the today's scenarios and the conditions, right? Now, talking about the main concepts related to it, I think it is clear. Now, talking about the scope of farm mechanization. So, why it is needed? So, as I discussed in the beginning, here I am also mentioning it in a more detailed manner for you. So, if these machines will be installed in the field, okay, if these machines will be installed in the field, they will improve our irrigation facilities. Okay, they will help in easy introduction of the high yielding varieties of the seeds in our field. Okay, plus another advantages that we can get from it, like use of high doses of fertilizers and pesticides have increased. Okay, like we will be able to use all these we will be having the sprayers, we will be having the sprays that will run with the electric fuels or mechanical fuel. So that's how all these operations will be done more efficiently. So that's why the farm mechanization is quite needed in our field. Okay, one point. Another point is farm mechanization. So if farm mechanization will be done well, so that will help in proper utilization of, so whatever the basic inputs that is available to us, like water, seed, fertilizer, optimum placement of the seed and fertilizer, plowing operations, removal of weeds, that is unwanted plant from the field, leveling of uneven land and land reclamation. So these operations will be performed more easily. Okay, because we will be having the different machines to do all these operations in our field. So that's how doing of all these operations will become very easy in our field if the farm mechanization is there. If machines are used, farmers and his animals are relieved. So farmers and his animals, they do not need to do heavy labors in the field. Like most of the operations in the field will be performed by the heavy machines. Okay, and that's how the dependency on farmers and his animals will be reduced, and efficiency will be improved. Like most of the works will be performed by them, and that's how the efficiency will also get improved to a considerable level with the support of machines. Okay, with the support of machines, farmers can do his job better and quicker. And whatever the free time will the farmer have, he can use this free time for doing other operations, for doing other operations. So that is the advantage the farmers will get if he will be uh, doing, or he will be installing the machines in his field. Okay, so this is all about the scope of farm mechanization. As today is a orientation session, and we had covered the basic of farm power and machinery here, right? In tomorrow class we will be discussing about the heat engines. That is a very important topic, and we will be having a discussion around the different type of tractors, and then we will be having a discussions around the different machines that we can use in our field. Okay, so today's chapter is quite more theoretical. I hope you guys understood whatever we had discussed here. But before ending today's lecture, I just want to know your feedbacks. Okay, and uh, if any challenge, well, like what kind of challenges you are facing in your studies, you can discuss here. You can mention in the comment box, guys. I'm looking for your comments. No doubts. चलो फिर ending it for now. We'll meet in the next class and do the next portion there. ठीक है? Thank you. Bye bye.